It's cold, it's windy, it's the middle of winter, and people are whinging, moaning and complaining about the weather. Isn't it interesting that humans whinge, moan and complain about a lot of things? Great question I always ask myself though. Regardless of what I could possibly whinge, moan and complain about, are there people that have more challenges than I do? And if I whinge, moan and complain to somebody who's got a bigger challenge than me, how would that make them feel? If I want to add value to somebody's life, and I always use this example, I could complain about having a sore toe, but what if somebody's got a broken leg? Somebody could whinge about having a broken leg, but what if somebody's in a wheelchair and they've got no legs? I could whinge, moan and complain about being cold, but are there people right now in the world where on the other side of the world it's so hot they can hardly breathe? So they're probably whinging, moaning, complaining about the weather because it's too hot. But hot can cause challenges, cold can cause challenges. Injury can cause challenges, sickness can cause challenges. Life is going to throw challenges at us. So rather than whinge, moan and complain, because it's really easy to do that, my first question is always this. If I open my mouth to speak, do I want to add value or take value away from somebody? If I talk about what's wrong with me, what value would that add to somebody else's life? But even more important, it's not going to add any value to my life because I'm hearing again that I'm sick or tired or got a sore toe. But the person that I'm whinging to, can they change it? Can they do anything about it? Can me whinging to somebody change what's happened? And every minute that I waste whinging, moaning and complaining, is it possible that I'm not focusing on a solution? So if I've got a challenge, I want to invest every second I've got into the solution rather than, oh, I wish things were better. Well, rather than wishing, why don't we do? Could that be a good idea? Now, the other thing to be very aware of, and I'm sure you've been in this situation when you've asked somebody, how are you? And they've told you, I'm sick, I'm tired, I'm stressed, I've got challenges, my kids aren't very nice to me, I hate my boss, and they have a big long list of things to whinge, moan and complain about. Has that ever made you feel awesome? Have you ever thought, wow, I wish they could keep talking? Versus you ask somebody, how are you? And they tell you their big long list of challenges and you think to yourself, I didn't even ask how you were. I was just being nice. Do you really need to give me your big long list of challenges? So there's a great reputation question to have. Are you the person that people want to hang out with, that people want to invest time with, that people want to do business with, that people want to have relationships with, because you're a solution finder, not a whiner? You're a person who doesn't matter what's going on in your life, you would handle it. It's interesting because today is freezing cold. We're down at the lake with the dogs because we love to bring the dogs down here. In the summer there's usually a lot of people here because it's a beautiful spot. Winter nobody comes here because it's too cold. But K-Man, my gorgeous husband, has just had a hip operation, a full, we call it the bionic hip. He will be able to kick higher, jump higher, be even more effective as a martial artist because he's got a new hip. But he's down here at the lake on crutches, walking up and down. Now, he's not walking, he's using his crutches obviously, but he's down here to get fresh air and sunshine. He's not whinging, moaning and complaining that he's got a sore hip, that he's had a hip replacement. He's doing something about that, the challenge that he's got at the moment, which is, I want to get strong, I want to get fit, I want to stay fit so that I can be a top level martial artist regardless of my new hip that obviously needs rehabilitation and needs to be looked after, but he's making sure that the rest of his body doesn't waste away. A solution finder. So what is your reputation when you're under pressure, when things aren't going well, when you're sick, when you're tired, when you're hungry, when your clothes don't fit you? Are you a person who whinges, moans and complains and tells everybody your challenges? Or do you suck it up? Do you get stronger because of your challenges? And I always ask that question. How would we get stronger? How would we get better if we didn't have any challenges? So I'm just thankful for them. If I've got an injury, if I get sick, which is very rare because I am a healthy, fit, strong human being, but if anything challenging, awful, horrible happens in my life, I always ask myself this question. How can I get better, stronger, fitter, wiser, be able to handle things better because of this situation? And if I waste 1 minute of whinging, moaning and complaining, that's 1 minute that I won't be spending, but I like to say investing, on the solution to this challenge that I've got. And when I find the solution, I'm going to feel fantastic. When I find the solution, I'm going to be able to live my life even more to the max. Super duper doo, how are you? Check out the dam, check out the snow. It's a beautiful day. No whining here. Woohoo!